This is Andi Purewal for ID Boxing. I'm joined by David Benavidez over Zoom. David, it's a pleasure to talk to you. How's life? How's camp going?
It's going really good, man. I've been training extremely hard for this fight. We've been training almost 3.5 months. This is definitely the biggest fight of my life so far, and I'm very excited. We're taking all the steps necessary to be sure that we come in 100% ready for this fight, and it's exactly what we're doing, man.
David, biggest fight of your career so far, as you say, and I want to try and ask you a few different questions that others may not or may have brought up. And I just want to kind of go back to your earlier stages in life when you first started entering the boxing world, making your pro debut at 16. Talk to me about that. It's 10 years ago this year, David. Do you ever look back and reflect on the journey you've been through?
Yeah, bro, it's definitely been a huge journey. It's been a crazy journey too, a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but the love for boxing has always remained. And, I'm just very excited. I'm very happy with my career and the way it's gone. And, now that I know that I could, I've won 3 belts already. Now that I know that that's possible, now we're reaching for the stars. And I definitely want to be unified 168, 175, and hopefully maybe one day we go up to cruiserweight. And yeah, just be the person I said I was going to be when I was a little kid.
David, what is it in particular about boxing that's kept your love intact with it throughout this entire time?
It's just I just love boxing, bro, to be honest with you. It's like one of the things I've loved since I was a little kid. It's beautiful and it's hardcore, but I love it, man. It's a sport that could take everything from you or could give everything to you. You know what I mean? So this is just something I've done since I was a little kid. Been boxing for 23 years now. So I just like I said, it's my first love.
Obviously, I know about the stories of kind of you ballooning up in weight when you was only 15 and getting that back off now. Talk to me about the dedication and motivation on that front and how that's led into you going on to achieve so much.
Yeah, so it's definitely taught me to be disciplined, throughout the years. That's what I've gained from, gaining a lot of weight. It's very hard to lose all the weight, but once you know how to do it, once you know how to lose the weight and you maintain at a good weight, that's a lot of good information for the future. And it's helped me a lot, man. It's definitely motivated me a lot and it's helped me get to where I'm at today.
David, a very brief amateur experience as well. For you, when you did turn pro, what was the reasoning behind it? Obviously, everybody talks about Canelo doing so when he was young, but you're in the exact same position. Why was it for you that you felt like you wanted to turn over at such a young age?
I was just never an amateur fighter like that. I was always the guy working in the gym countless hours, but I would never, like I was a fat little kid, so I was never on weight. So once I really decided to get 100% serious about boxing, I told my dad, I want to fight professional, and he agreed, and he took me, and then we ended up fighting in Mexico in Rocky Point. So that was just the start of the journey, man. But yeah, definitely that's what it was.
What's it like trying to maintain a relationship with your father on kind of a personal level and then also a working level as well?
To be honest with you, I really don't see it like that. I feel like my dad, even since I've been a little kid, he's always instilled boxing in me. So we've never, even when we're just hanging out, it's all boxing with us. We're really a boxing family, and 100%. That's all we think about. So it's good. I do definitely have moments with my dad where it's kind of like you don't want to be the kid anymore, and you tell your dad this and that. But I feel like that's normal. Everybody, when they grow up and they're training with their dad, they have little situations with their dad. But at the end of the day, I couldn't see this going any other way. I love my father with everything, every ounce of blood in me, and you know what I mean. If my dad wasn't training me, I don't think I'd be boxing. To be honest with you. So me and my dad have a great relationship.
David, obviously you mentioned kind of how yourself and your father spend so much time together studying the sport. Obviously you'd have been studying Caleb Plant. How personal is this fight now with everything that's been said and the back and forths at the press conference?
Yeah, it's very personal. And when I say that, when I tell people I want to put them in the hospital, I'm not lying. That's really what I'm doing. That's really what I want to do. I'm a fighter that 26 fights, 23 knockouts. So I'm a power puncher. I know how to get the job done. And Caleb Plant, he's not going to be any different from any of the fighters I fought. They run around a lot in the first rounds, but once the second half of the fight comes, I put that pressure on. You already know what time it is, and I know what time it is too. That's what I'm saying. I'm very excited for this fight. I'm very motivated. I know what I could do, and I can't wait to show it to the world on March 25th.
nobody's ever denied the potential and how successful you are and how good of a fighter you are, David. Everybody's just waited to see this big fight, this big clash, whether he'd been with a Caleb Plant or a Canelo previously, that was mentioned, or a Jamal Charlo if he'd have moved up to 168. Now's the time. If you come away with that victory, with that W, in the fashion that you're stating, what does that send in terms of a message to the rest of the division?
I think it sends the message that it sends is to let everybody know I'm here. You know, like I said, I definitely wanted to make a statement, and that's what I'm gonna do. But whoever comes after Caleb Plant, I'm ready for. I'm ready to fight the best of the best. You know, I'm ready to fight Canelo, Boo Boo Andre, Charlo, all them guys, man. I'm ready to get in the ring with all of them.
I'll come on to that very briefly, but just to stick with Caleb, you mentioned, in the first half of fights, people might want to try and run from you. The second half of fight, you'll break them down. We saw Caleb obviously stop Anthony Dirrell last time out for him. Not something we've been used to seeing. Has that maybe changed your perception of him and what he might try to do against you?
I mean, that hasn't changed my perception at all. You know, I know sometimes, some fighters, especially in that situation, if you get caught with a shot, right on the chin, it doesn't take a scientist to know that you're going to go down. So, I mean, I know Caleb Plant is going to he's coming very prepared, and I'm very prepared too. So we could go at it, and we could see, like I said, I'm going to knock Caleb Plant out. And if he wants to do anything about it, then he has to show me.
You're going to knock him out, David, but in your mind, how does this play out when you're stood across him? How does this fight go?
Well, me knocking him out. The fight, the way it goes, I definitely know that he's going to come in. He's going to try to use a lot of movement. He's going to move around a lot. He's going to be using a lot of jab. So, so me, what I got to do is cut the distance, put my combinations together and then just be who I am, throw punches and bunches, throw body shots, throw combinations. I'm already that type of fighter. So I just got to be myself and do what I've always done.
You mentioned Canelo earlier. Obviously, he's looked at as kind of a money man in and around those divisions. Previously, I don't know if it was just misinterpretation of him saying he didn't want to face you, but after one of his fights, he kind of clarified that and he said that he's not that he's against it. It's just never really crossed his mind. Do you believe a victory against Caleb Plant, where he said he wants to see all of you guys face each other and then he'll face the winner, it gets you that one step closer? And if so, do you believe you can be the man at 168 to defeat him?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I could be the man at 168. And to be honest with you, I think that fight is overdue. I mean, I've earned the opportunity. I have the WBC interim belt. Before that, I won 2 WBC title eliminators. So, I mean, I'm already next in line. I've already earned the shot. So it's just, after this fight, when I make the statement, they see, and then after he sees how much people buy the pay-per-view, I think he's going to see it's very lucrative, and he's not gonna have any other option than just to take the fight, because a lot of people want to see the fight. I'm sure you want to see the fight. Everybody's been calling for the fight, and why not? Let's just give the fans what they want to see.
David, I'd love to see that fight. It's one which I've been asking to see for a long time. But he's a lot of talk of him potentially facing John Ryder next. What do you make of that?
To be honest, I can't say it makes me upset because, we kind of knew that was going to happen. But, I mean, I got a big fighter, so I'm excited. But John Ryder, too, I can't knock his hustle. He's fought a lot of great fighters. He's WBO interim. He's the interim champ, or he's ranked #1. So, I mean, he's, he earned a shot like everybody else earned a shot. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I can't get mad for, John Ryder, doing his job. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be a good fight. I don't think it's an easy fight because John Ryder is a tough dude, but so it is what it is. You know what I mean? All my hats off to him and best of luck to him.
David, just a couple more from me because I know we're coming towards the end of this 10-minute period. We mentioned, and you've mentioned, you're a big guy. You can see yourself moving up to cruiser. How much longer do you see yourself at 168?
To be honest, I only see myself at 168 for probably about 4 fights left. I want to fight Caleb, or after I get this fight with Caleb Plant, I want to get the fight with Canelo, and then Charlo, and then Andre. And if those fights don't happen, I think it's time to move up to 125.
You move up and you look at those champions. Obviously, it's currently Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. What do you make of either of those? And in terms of stylistically, how do you think either of them match up with you?
I think I match up good with both of them. I sparred Bivol a lot of times, so I know exactly how it is to be in the ring with him. I know exactly what he does. But to be honest, all these fighters, there's no easy fight no more. All these fighters are a hell of a fighter. They're all good. They're all on different levels right now. So I definitely want to go in there to challenge myself. At the end of the day, when you really take everything away, it's only you versus yourself, how much you want to motivate yourself. I feel like I could beat these men, and I feel like I have what it takes. I have enough power to potentially stop them. But I just I gotta challenge myself, and not only in the fights, I gotta challenge myself in the training and break new barriers and overcome everything. And I'll be all right, man. I've done this my whole life, and this is the only thing I want. I want to be a legend by the time I'm done. So whatever challenges God might throw at me, I'm gonna be successful and I'm gonna overcome everything.
Can you reflect a little on that Dmitry Bivol sparring for me?
It was a great sparring. Yeah, ask around, and then the people will tell you. You know what I mean? Out of respect for Dmitry Bivol, he's always been a great guy to me. He's been very nice to me, and I have a lot of respect for him. Well, so we're just gonna keep those sparrings. We're gonna keep them where they're supposed to be in the gym.
And what do you make of a potential undisputed bout between him and Beterbiev?
I think he beats Beterbiev. I feel like now, I think kind of times calling Beterbiev because he's been getting hurt more and more every time he fights. I think he's almost like 40 years old, and Beterbiev is just much more fluent. You know what I mean? He moves really nice. He has a great jab, so I think he definitely would win that fight.
Right, David, I'm going to leave a final message for you from yourself now. It's time to wrap up. Is there anything you'd like to leave on to everybody, or a final message to Caleb Plant ahead of your bout in March?
I just want to thank all the fans for all the love and support, man. I'm very excited to finally be able to give you guys the fight you guys want to see, and you guys make sure to tune in March 25th because this is definitely going to be a war, and I'm definitely going to win by knockout.
David, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.